Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're taking a look at the Brydge Plus iPad / laptop built-in stereo speaker keyboard case for the iPad. Now this version that I have works with the iPad 2, 3, and 4, so no iPad Air version quite yet. Hopefully one's on the way. And right now, there are 3 versions of the Brydge case. The Brydge Plus, which is the one that includes the stereo speakers, sells for $149.99. Then they have 2 other versions. They have a regular Brydge, which is the same kind of metal body that I'll show you in a second, but has no Bluetooth speakers. And then finally they have a polycarbonate version, and as you go down each one gets less expensive. So let me show you what comes included in here. You get the case itself, or the keyboard. It's kind of unfair to call this a case, and then I'll show you that in 1 minute. There are some instructions right here, like a quick start guide. There are some stickers. There is a micro USB charging cable. This is flat, which is kind of cool. And then there are extra clips. And these are meant to be used with an iPad 2. The clips that come on here, which I'm going to show you in a minute, out of the box, this will work with the iPad 3 and 4. If you have an iPad 2, you have to follow the instructions for removing or placing these inside so it fits better. And those are all detailed in the Quick Start Guide. So here is the Brydge Plus. This is made from a single piece of aluminum, so it's very substantial. It looks very Apple-like in its design. Obviously has kind of a comparison to the MacBook Pro or MacBook Air. This is a project that started on Kickstarter, was really successful, and now has been kind of rebought and is still going. So this side is all aluminum, and then it has 4 rubber feet so that it will not slide around on the surface you put it on. It also won't cause damage to that surface. And then the other side, there are 2 more of those rubber feet. Those protect the screen or the bezel when it comes in contact when you close this. You can see the speaker here, and then on this side, there is a single micro USB recharging port and the on-off switch that has an LED built into it. So you'll charge this thing up and you'll get several months of usage. While you're charging, the LED turns red and then it goes out completely when it's fully charged. Now the way this works is with these clips right here, which rotate up on these hinges like so. So now that they're in the up position, I can bring the iPad in, and I have it here with the button side first. I'm going to place it inside and then just kind of clamp it down. So if I close it all up, right away, obviously, like I said, this looks like something Apple would make. It looks like a MacBook from this side, or a MacBook Air. The one downside to this sort of setup is there's no protection for the back of your iPad. So if you do go with this, you may want to invest in a really thin skin to put on the back. Should be okay with these clips. As far as screen protectors go, you're going to want to be careful. Depending on what one you use, you may have issues with bubbling. I tried a thin tempered glass one of the flexible ones, and a normal screen protector. That's what I have on now. I just put a new one on, and they work just fine. So, if you're using a heavy-duty tempered glass one, you might have an issue. I'm just pushing out some of the bubbles from this newly installed screen protector. So once it's in this position, as you'll notice, it works with the automatic on-off, so that as I open it, the iPad wakes up, and as I close it, it goes to sleep. This hinge mechanism is very sturdy. It's not going anywhere. Like, it's not going to fall back. It's not going to go forward. You can align it in almost any position you want to a certain degree, to get the proper angle for viewing it and typing on the keyboard and whatnot. So we'll power this thing on. Right here, there's the on-off switch, as I mentioned, and obviously for when you do this for the first time, you're going to need to go into Bluetooth and go into your settings and pair this up. Now I've already done that. As you can see, I've paired up the keyboard, so now it works just fine. There is a row of iPad specific keys across the top, which is nice. They're not tied to the function key, so they're their own keys, unlike some of the Bluetooth keyboards. The keyboard itself feels great, certainly as good as any keyboard I've tried, if not better. Maybe even the best keyboard as far as iPad keyboards that I've tried. It feels very reminiscent to the Mac or the Apple wireless keyboard. If you've used that before, there's that amount of tactile feedback. It feels really good. The keys aren't like full size by any means. They're still on the smaller side, but it's definitely like the best typing experience, or one of the best that I've come across. Now, the only complaint I have about the keyboard is you've got these arrow keys in this area that's taking up a good amount of space. Now the arrow keys work in certain things, like you can see here, it works in the Notes app, but like it won't work in Safari for scrolling. So I kind of wish maybe the keys were bigger and they did away with these. I don't know if they're all that important. But you do have, again, the iPad-specific keys across the top. Now, if you want to use the speakers, you have to pair them or turn them on each time. And to do that, you actually hold down Control and B, and you'll hear a noise right there, letting you know the speakers are on. And now I'll be able to pair them up. I didn't have them on, so I kind of jumped the gun there. But once they're on, you can repair them up, and your sound will come through the speakers themselves, which is kind of cool. As opposed to being redirected through the back, the sound comes from the speaker here, which is kind of cool. You know, most things when you listen to it, sound comes from the back of your iPad, not facing you. With this, you're actually redirecting the speaker, you know, or the sound towards the front of you, which is kind of neat. So the Brydge Plus, certainly, like I said, one of the best iPad speakers that or iPad keyboard cases that I've had a chance to review, with the benefit of a speaker. Again, there are more models if you don't, want to shell out the $150 or so for the speaker model, but still want to take advantage of the great keyboard. You can go for a less expensive one. This does not come without its faults. I mean, price being one, it's definitely the most expensive keyboard that I've reviewed, but, I've always said good things cost more. However, it's very heavy. That would be the other thing I'd worry about. This is substantial. It feels as much, if not more, than an 11-inch MacBook Air in weight. So it's definitely substantial. If you've gone to an iPad as your main device, you've probably done so to try to slim down. I mean, this will allow you to do that. But it does add some weight. I certainly have no issue recommending it. It's definitely in my top 2 or 3 of the Bluetooth keyboards that are on the market, for sure. The experience you get with this is as close to a laptop-style experience of any keyboard I've had a chance to review, that's for sure. So the Brydge Plus aluminum keyboard for the iPad is available right now in 3 different styles, and you can learn more about it by visiting the link I'll have in the video description. Hopefully an iPad Air version's on the way, so us that have adopted the Air can take advantage of it too. If you have any questions, you can leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to hit the annotation link so you can check out my full review of this over on runaroundtech.com. As always, if you have any questions, drop me a line down below. Otherwise, have a great day.